What's going on, guys? I'm Ethan,
I'm Marco.
and we are the Golden Goal. So, as you can see, we're a little bit sweaty because we just had a soccer practice, and we're still at the field because we owe you our Premier League predictions for the table for this year. And we're going to be going from the bottom, 20th, all the way to first, explaining why we predicted the table we did. So to start in 20th,
I started with Brentford. I don't think they're gonna do too good because they're like, I feel like they're like not high enough on like the championship table, but they did win like the tournament to like move on to the Premier League.
Playoffs. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna succeed in it really well.
And in 20th, I said Newcastle. I just think that they're staying the same while the league is getting better. There's a lot of new talent flooding into the Premier League, and I just don't think that Newcastle is doing enough, getting enough of that talent to assure their safety. So I think they could be a borderline team, but I put them in 20th. So now in 19th,
I chose Burnley. I just feel like they're gonna collapse like really badly. I don't feel like they don't really have any like star players. I don't feel like. I mean, Pope. I mean, like he's one of my favorite goalies in the Prem, but like, no, I don't feel like they're gonna succeed really well.
in 19th, I said Crystal Palace. I think they will probably lose Zaha somewhere along the way, and it could be at the towards the end of the transfer window, right? The summer transfer window, or maybe in the winter. But I think they're not going to get enough results. I just think that they're just going to have a poor performance, poor season overall. And yeah, their coach, Patrick Vieira, yes, he was a brilliant player, one of the best in the world on his day, but in the Premier League, as a coach, right, he coached in the MLS, and he had poor results, and I think he's just not that quality of a manager. I just think they're gonna get a few good results, but not enough to stay in the Prem. In 18th,
I chose Brighton, so I feel like sometimes they would just like be out of the relegation zone, but like just not getting relegated. I feel like they're always just on the bottom half of the table, so I feel like this time they're gonna get relegated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I agree. Brighton, they're always a cusp team, right? And sometimes the difference in the relegation and safety could be your attack. I mean, you could have one of the best defenses in the world, right? But if your attack is lacking, and you're not getting clean sheets, then you're not going to stay up. They had some great results last year, but I think this time they're just not going to do enough and go down in 18th. And now in 17th place.
In 17th, I choose Norwich. Just like last time they were here, I mean, Pookie did really well. I feel like he'll do good this season, even though like I feel like they're just gonna survive relegation, like by like a few points. So, yeah.
I said in 17th, I said Burnley, and the reason, because they're Burnley. They're just gonna have a Burnley-esque season, dull, boring, just Burnley. Get a few good results, a few horrendous results, and just be right on the cusp. I mean, when they first came into the Premier League, like when they first came back up after getting relegated, I think they got relegated the first stint. When they came back up, they were flying. They've played in Europe, I believe, the Europa League, and now they're just going down. Last year they were about on the cusp. They were like 16th or 17th. This year I think about the same. So yeah, that's why I said Burnley 17th. And now in 16th.
In 16th, I chose Crystal Palace. It's Crystal Palace. I mean, like, is Zaha still there?
He currently is still there, yes.
He is surprisingly still there, but I'm pretty sure last time I said, like, I forgot what I said they were going to be last time. It was, like, really low, though. But I still feel like they're just going to be in the bottom half of the table.
Yeah. And then in 16th, right, I said Southampton. I just think that they're, in the losing ings, I think that they're going to need more young players to step up. And James Ward-Prowse he's done phenomenal for the club. I just think if he carries that on and the young players start to come alive, right, I think that they can really be something. But I just think that now they're not gonna be enough to make top half. But I think they're gonna stay up comfortably in the end. So now 15th.
So for 15th, I'd say Watford. So I really don't know what to say, but like they still got the same players for like a while. Some of them I feel like are getting a little bit older. Like
Ben Foster. Shout out cycling goalkeeper.
Still got Deeney. But I don't feel like they're gonna keep up the pace with like the fast-paced Premier League. Like, so that's why I feel like
I agree.
they're being 15th.
I think you make a good point. In 15th, I said Aston Villa. I think that that they're just gonna have a normal Aston Villa season. Just be like in between, like close to the relegation zone, but not that close where it's ever really threatening to go, where they're ever really threatened to go down. I think that Danny Ings is going to help them significantly after losing Grealish, as well as Emiliano Buendia, who they got from Norwich. I really think those two signings are going to be very helpful in the long run for the club, help them stay up comfortably. At times they're going to be like maybe close to like the top half, but I don't think they're ever going to get really below like 15th or 16th. So yeah, that's why I said them for 15th. No, 14th.
14th, I chose Southampton. So I feel like they're just gonna have a couple of good games, have mostly a lot of bad games, because what do I say? Like again, like they don't have any like star players. Or is Danny Ings still there?
Danny Ings, he just got transferred to Aston Villa.
So I don't feel like they're gonna score a lot of goals. So I feel like they'll be there.
Yeah, and then 14th, I said Brentford. Now, I haven't watched a lot of Brentford, but I do know one player, Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney, he was on fire last season. He scored over 30 goals, I believe, in the season. He was by far the leading scorer in the championship. He also tacked on a few assists as well. I think that Brentford, they're going to get into some precarious situations, right? Some situations where they might be down a goal or two. And then Ivan Toney's going to pop up out of nowhere, get a goal or two, and help them salvage a point. Or maybe win all three. I think that Ivan Toney is going to be the main man for them this year. And that's why they're going to come in 14th.
Yeah.
All right, so now 13th.
13th, I chose Newcastle. So I feel like I feel like they're gonna do a little like better now, like than last season. I feel like they're gonna just come out of nowhere, but like not do so well, but like get some pretty good wins and stay like in the 13th spot.
So this one is interesting. In 13th, I said Norwich. Now, I know they went down in 20th last time, but I think that they have a young squad full of Premier League experience, right? And I think they can really do something this year. And so we've decided, Marco and I, that for one of these teams, we have to like wager if something happens then we'll get a jersey of the team. And for Norwich, they got Billy Gilmore on loan from Chelsea. So I said if they finish safely, right, and Billy Gilmore gets 5 goals and 5 assists, right, if they finish I don't know, maybe close to the top half, right, better than I expected them to, and Billy Gilmore gets 5 goals, 5 assists, whatever, yeah, then I'll get a Norwich City jersey, and I'll have to wear it for when we react to the Premier League, for when we react to our predictions next year. So now in 12th, Marco.
For 12th, I put Wolves. So, yeah, you said Wolves is going to win the league last time.
Last year, yeah.
I thought you were insane for saying that. But,
I proved to be.
But Raul Jimenez is back now. They don't have Patricio because he went to Roma.
Yeah, they have a new coach, too.
Roma.
Not
Mourinho.
Roma. Not Roma. Wolves have a new coach.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So they lost a really good goalkeeper, but I feel like they're still gonna do pretty well. Not
by their standards, poor, but by the Premier League standards, solid mid-table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree. Wolves, I think they're just gonna, this first season under the new manager, I think they're just gonna be recovering from their poor performance last year, and I think that they're gonna come around top half, but in the end, I think they're just gonna sit 12th at the when it's all said and done. So now 11th.
I chose Leeds. So Leeds did really, really well last season, surprising every single Premier League team that was there last season, and they had some good players that really showed up. But I don't feel like they're gonna do good as last season. But yeah.
Yeah. So I said. In 11th, I said Everton. I think that their new boss, Benitez, I think he's gonna get them off to a slow start, but I think he's gonna be sacked, maybe around Christmas time or something, and then their new boss is gonna bring them back up to close to the top half, and ultimately I think they're gonna come in 11th. So now for 10th.
For 10th, I chose Aston Villa. So, I mean, they did lose Jack Grealish, but I feel like they could still, I think they're gonna, get some really good games, maybe beat, a few bigger teams, maybe Liverpool.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, they have their defenders now, but I feel like they can still do good without Jack Grealish. So yeah.
And especially since they got Danny Ings and Emiliano Buendia from Norwich, 2 guys who know how to attack, very good at attacking, and yeah, they would be good replacements for Jack Grealish. In 10th, I said Arsenal. I think that their aging players their players are aging, right? And they're not as good. Aubameyang, he's gone down. Yes, he's still one of the best players in the club, but he's gotten worse.
He's gotten a lot of less playing time.
Yeah. And then Lacazette, he kicked on towards the back end of last season, but I still think he's not going to be, him alone is not going to be enough to keep them consistently going to Europe. I think that some of their youth players are going to shine, their younger players, right?
Yeah.
Like Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka. I think Bukayo Saka, he's going to rebound significantly from his Euro disappointment, right?
Yep.
I just think that their younger players are going to carry most of the load this season. So now moving on to 9th.
Now that chose Everton. So you said they had a new manager, right?
Yeah, Rafa Benitez.
I feel like they're always getting a lot of new managers.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they're gonna do like okay, but like they're gonna be in the top half of the table. But like I feel like sometimes they're gonna get a little bit lucky in their games, but also do pretty well.
Yeah. That was 9th, right?
Yeah, nice.
And 9th, I had an absolutely surprising pick. So, I chose Watford, alright? So, they have quality players. They went down last season, or a couple of seasons ago, but it was close. I mean, if they hadn't sacked Nigel Pearson with only a few games to go, who knows, they probably would have stayed up. But they sacked Nigel Pearson, and all of their quality players were forced to play in the championship for a year. But towards the back end of last season, they really kicked on. They got automatic promotion, played very well. Ishmael Sarr, very good player. Ben Foster, yes, he's getting older, but he for fantasy, I had him last time Watford were in the Premier League, and he was a good pickup. I think that their quality, right, some of their quality players, right, like Ishmael Sarr, Deeney, yes, he's getting older, but he's still got that Deeney swag about him. And I think they have, they picked up some good players in the, in the transfer window too. Some good defenders like Danny Rose, right? They were very well-rounded in the transfer window, so I think that really is going to help them. Their transfer window plus the quality they already had, boom, top half finish for Watford.
So, I chose West Ham. So, West Ham, they did really good actually last season with their goalie. How do you say his name again? Fabianski. Yeah, he did really, really good last season. I'm surprised he didn't get the Golden Glove. I mean, he got a lot of saves and a lot of fantasy points.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're gonna do a little bit worse this season.
I don't know. I also had West Ham in 8th. I think that they have the quality players to get there, right? Like Souček, Soufal, guys like that. Cresswell can whip in the ball. They have guys that defenders who score. They have all sorts of guys, Michele Antonio, guys that could play, multiple styles. And I think that really benefits them. And they have the quality to be top half consistently, year in, year out. I will never underestimate them again. Well, I'll try not to. 7th now.
So 7th, I chose Spurs, Tottenham. So, I feel like I don't feel like Harry Kane's gonna be as good as last season because he wanted to leave, and now I don't feel like he's gonna have a good moral. I don't feel like he's gonna. I feel like some games he's gonna be I just don't want to be here right now, and I don't feel like he's gonna try so much. But they still have some really good players like Son. They still have Lloris. And
yeah. In 7th, I chose Leeds. I think they had a very impressive season last year, and I think they're just gonna keep their momentum going and follow up with another very impressive season as well. That's really what I like about Leeds. I think that their one worry though is left back, or any defender really position, because they get so sucked high up a pitch, right, that there's nobody to be back and recover for their mistakes, when they make them. And yeah, that's why they concede so many times. So now on 6th.
6th, I chose Arsenal. So I feel like Aubameyang will get playing time again, since I feel like he's still good, but he's just gotta improve again. He just gotta get back into the game, and I feel like he'll be a goal scorer again.
Yeah. I said in 6th, I said Tottenham. I think that they're gonna have good late season form, and that'll take them to Europe. I think with or without Harry Kane, I think they'll probably make a European competition this year, whether it be the Champions League, Europa League, or what's the new one? Europa Conference League or something. I mean, obviously they're gonna aim obviously for one of the big two, but I think they're gonna play in Europe again after the season. So now in 5th, I think we have like the same teams in the top 5, right? Not the same places, but the same teams.
So Leicester City. So we got Chelsea got lucky last time.
Yeah.
And I guess Leicester City was unlucky, but
Bottled it.
Yeah. But I feel like Leicester City is gonna be in the 5th place spot again.
Yeah.
But they're still gonna do like really good throughout the season.
In 5th, I also said Leicester, but I think Leicester are gonna have the biggest bottle job in the history of bottle jobs. I think they're gonna be barely in 1st, right? With like 10 or so games to go, right? And then they're just gonna bottle it and just barely miss out on the Champions League. And I think it's gonna be so heartbreaking, but they're gonna get so cocky and just barely miss out on the Champions League for a 3rd year in a row and bottle it. So now in 4th,
I chose Manchester United. So, I mean, they got some good players. They got some players. You got Sancho and Varane. But I feel like Luke Shaw, he did really good in the Euros, and they still have these good players that I feel like that could still get them in the Champions League spot.
yeah. I think in 4th, I think it's going to be a Manchester team, but the blue one. Man City in 4th place. I think Grealish is going to have an adverse effect, he's going to not perform as well as they thought he was going to perform, but City fans are still going to want to play him just because of his performance at the Euros, right?
Yeah.
And Pep's going to wind up, taking a lot of heat for if he doesn't play him, right? So, I mean, Jack Grealish is going to be one of the reasons why they don't come top 3. And then now in 3rd,
I chose Chelsea. So yeah, as a Chelsea fan, I mean, we're getting Lukaku, so that's actually really good. I mean, he's gonna be a really good goal scorer. I feel like in the Premier League, he's gonna be in like top 5 at least for the goal scorers. That's what I'm thinking. But they're gonna come in 3rd.
I think in 3rd, Liverpool. I think they're just gonna have they're gonna be in 1st too. They're gonna take 1st after Leicester. It's gonna be a very close title race this year. I could just feel it. But they're gonna take 1st right after Leicester, and then they're just gonna have a bad run of form as well, and then they're gonna be in 3rd. That's just what I think.
So for 2nd, I chose Liverpool. All their players should be healed by now. They have Van Dijk back. They have their center backs back, and I feel like they'll be a really good team again now that their players are healthy.
Yeah. In 2nd place, I said Chelsea. I think Lukaku is going to win the Golden Boot, but Chelsea's going to have a patchy defense. I just can see it. I think, yes, Mendy is going to win Golden Glove, and he's going to be good, but I just think at times they're going to concede too many goals.
Too many?
Right? They're going to get, they're going to do very well, right? But I just think in some, whenever they will concede, they're going to concede too many times. I just think. Also, I think the partnership with Mace Mount and the striker, no matter what striker it is, he's going to feed them the ball, and Mace Mount is going to win Golden Ball.
So all Chelsea players.
Yeah, all Chelsea players. Lukaku for Golden Boot, Mason Mount for most assists, and Mendy to win Golden Glove. I just think they're going to come up just short. And then first,
I chose Man City again, so I feel like they're gonna keep going again to win that Premier League title again, and I feel like Grealish is gonna do good. You think?
I just don't think he's going to cut it.
I think he's gonna be all right.
He's a mid-table player.
A mid-table player,
In my eyes, Jack Grealish is a mid-table player.
but I feel like it's gonna be close because like they don't really have a striker really. Like
True.
Jesus, that's their striker. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but that's really it.
That's really it.
And who's gonna fill in for him when you can't if he can't finish or he like gets injured or something.
Yeah.
So, and then in first, I said, sadly, as a Liverpool fan, Manchester United. I just think they're gonna be the rivals to the title. I think they're gonna, just have an exceptional year all year, right? Well-rounded team, I think. And they've gotten some good additions with Sancho and Varane, and I think this is gonna be their year, if any, to win the title. Yeah, I just think this is gonna be Man U's year. I don't know, but I could just feel it. Yeah, Marco. Also, so I said who I'm predicting to win Golden Boot, Golden Ball, all that stuff.
So Golden Boot, I think it's gonna be Jamie Vardy because I feel like he's so underrated, and he's like my favorite striker in the Premier League.
He's good,
even though he gets hated so much because
he's good. He deserves respect. Came from
I
nothing.
don't think he does because like he would celebrate in front of the opposing fans, getting them mad.
He literally used to play in the 7th tier. He deserves every goal he gets. He knows how to work hard, and he knows that it pays off.
So for Golden Ball, I also think it's gonna be Mason Mount getting a lot of assists, and Golden Glove, I think it's gonna be Alisson.
Ooh, Alisson. I don't know. That's a good one. I thought it was gonna be Alisson, and then he had an absolute shocker. But he did win one prize: most goals by a goalie last season.
That was unbelievable.
But yeah, also, what is your jersey wager?
What do you mean, like?
Like how I said, Norwich. If Norwich come top, exceed my expectations, and
if Dini scores like a last-minute winner against Leicester again, then yeah, we'll get a Watford jersey.
that's gonna be crazy, dude. That's a game to watch. I don't know. I just think Watford are gonna do well this season, but yeah, those are our predictions for the year. We hope you enjoyed watching us predict. Maybe we gave you some ideas, right?
Yeah.
If you were gonna predict who you think is gonna win the league or come where or do whatever, right?
Yep.
And yeah, be sure to like this video.
Yep.
Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on those post notifications. Click the little bell thing so you are notified every time we upload a video. Maybe comment what you want to see from us in the future.
Yep.
Right? Anything else?
Nothing else.
All right, that's pretty much it.
See ya.